Yo, people, what's going on? It's Egal Talks Football, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off. I'm not happy. This is not going to be this is not going to be a situation where you're going to be happy. Is my mic even on? Let me know if my mic's on, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know if my mic's on. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Honestly, I'm frustrated. I'm annoyed, disgusted. We dropped a 2-goal lead again. 2-goal lead again. Like, what are we doing? How do we keep doing this to ourselves? How? Like, it's annoying because we're up 2-0. Usually when you're up 2-0 and you're this good and you've been this good this whole season, you find a way to grind out a result. You find a way to get and hold on to that 2-goal lead. But we keep dropping points. We keep dropping points from winning positions. We keep dropping points from positions where you should not be dropping points. Don't get it twisted. We should not be dropping points from the positions that we're dropping points from. We are absolutely making massive mistakes leading to catastrophic errors. Like, the fact is, you could point at the Liverpool game and say, you know what, Liverpool are good, Liverpool are a decent side, Liverpool are this, Liverpool are that. You could maybe make excuses for dropping points to Liverpool and say, you know what, it's 2-point gain, 1-point gain. But today, no excuses. This is points dropped. This is Arsenal capitulating a 2-goal lead away from home against relegation fodder Newcastle. This is not Newcastle. This is not Newcastle. This is worse than Newcastle. Newcastle last year, we're going for top 4. This point, we're going for the league. We've already solidified top 4. Pretty much. We've already pretty much solidified top 4. For us to not get top 4 from this point is unrealistic. But I don't know what to say to you guys anymore. I really don't know what to say to you guys. I am just so frustrated, so annoyed, so distraught that we have to do better. It's unacceptable. 2 goals up. What is it? 20 minutes into the game? How many minutes into the game were we before we did that? How many minutes were we up? 2 games back to back. It's deja vu. 10 minutes. For 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, we scored 2 goals. I was beside myself. When we scored those 2 goals, I said, we're going to go get more. Get me 3, get me 4, get me 5, get me 6, get me 7. I want that goal difference up. But no, we couldn't do that. We couldn't do that. It was not in our nature. It was not in our nature to do that. We messed up. We went and we conceded from the other end a penalty, which is questionable. We're going to look at the penalty. We're going to talk about the penalty. If you guys think it was even a penalty, doesn't really matter in the run of the game, though. That doesn't really matter. We can talk about it if it was a penalty or if it wasn't a penalty, but it doesn't really matter in the run of the game because at the end of the day, it didn't really sway the result too much. 1 goal based off a dodgy penalty or whatever you guys want to say, it didn't matter because we were still shaky from that minute onwards. We really only had control of the game for the opening spell and a small portion of the game between the 40th minute until their goal. So from when they scored the penalty until we closed off the half, we were shaky. But the final minutes of the half, we kind of got ourselves together. The beginning of the second half, we were kind of decent. But the moment they scored their goal, the game was gone. Like, heads were gone. And the manner in which they scored their goal. Bukayo Saka missed a penalty. And in 2 minutes, they go to the other end and they score their goal. It's not fun anymore. This is hard. Being at the top of the table is not entertaining for fans. It's stressful and it's painful when you drop points. These points feel like a loss. This feels like a loss. I am pissed, and I am not pissed off at the players as much as I am pissed off at the fact that these guys. I'm not pissed off at Mikel Arteta specifically. I'm not pissed off at the players specifically. I'm pissed off at the circumstance that we find ourselves in. 2 times. It's unacceptable behavior to be up 2-0, the team of our standard and our stature, to do that and capitulate twice. You can't call it nothing but a capitulation. If you want to call it a bottle job, you guys call it a bottle job. Call it whatever you want. People are laughing in the chat, like Chelsea fans here. We got Thunder Roads here saying, I'm beginning to feel like last season, injury, poo-poos, and poor performances drop points, and some fans act like the theme are not emerging. It's slipping away from us. It is. The reality is the league was in our hands 2 weeks ago. Now it's slipping out of our hands. We can see the points. 4 points dropped in the last 2 games. Guys, 4 points dropped in the last 2 games. We could have gone into that Man City game with a 12-point lead. We win today, we could have gone into that Man City game with a 9-point lead potentially. Now we have only a 4-point gap, and Man City have 2 games above us. The pressure is getting worse, as they say. The pressure is getting worse. Egal, why did you let this happen? I didn't let this happen. I didn't let this happen. The title is alive. The title is not over. The title is not over. The title is not over, but it's harder now. The title is not over, but it's harder now. Pressure makes diamonds, some people say, but right now we don't have enough pressure to make the diamonds. Your mic is working. Thank you. Thank God my mic is working. Egal, can you say we are a bunch of bottlers? No, we are not a bunch of bottlers. What it is, you know what? You could try to say that, but the reality is there's no other way to paint this picture today. We messed up. It is on us. It's unacceptable. You can't point the finger at anybody. You can call us bottle jobs today. And yes, we did bottle it to a certain degree. That's 2 games in a row we did this. If we don't win the league, it's a failure. We only have ourselves to blame. 110%. We only have ourselves to blame. We cannot point the finger anywhere else. There is not going to be a massive analyzation of the penalties today because there's no need. There is no need for me to sit here and analyze the penalties for 2 hours saying, was it a penalty? Wasn't it a penalty? No, because there is no need to analyze the penalty today. We made catastrophic error after catastrophic error, leading to a penalty and a goal, which we shouldn't have conceded in the first place. Egal, this team showed earlier that they can bounce back. Remember the runs after we lost the 2 games in a draw, Everton, Brentford, Man City. I get that. But the problem is the Man City loss was not in the league. The 2 draws were. If we lose to City, now we cannot afford to drop points against City. Before, we could afford to drop points against City and still win. Now we cannot afford to drop points against City. It puts more pressure on us in the title race. It does not make it easier for us. It does not make it easier for us. No league. Arsenal are good at bottle jobs. Chelsea fans making jokes. It's painful. We slipped. Bro, it's not over. It's not over. Pick your head up. Pick your head up. But yeah, Egal, you know what? We're going to get into everything in a second. I can see Sam in the background. Bro, I'm going to add you in a bit. People asking for the links. I'm going to send the links in a bit. We got City fans in here saying they can taste the blood. Sharks rolling around. Where did you guys get the nickname Sharks from? I don't get it. Where did you guys get the nickname Sharks from? I'm confused. Where did you guys get the nickname Sharks from? Let me know. Where did it come from? Okay, so let's get into it. Here's my so I've done my rant now. Let me give you guys my little analyzation of the game, right? So first couple minutes, within the first 10 minutes, we scored the 2 goals. And it's like, you know what? I think we can score more. Then the penalty happens. And I really don't believe that the penalty should have been given. I'm going to get into that in a second. I think the penalty was a handball. I think it was a handball leading up to the penalty, and I think that they shouldn't have given that penalty. But it is what it is. That's not the reason why we lost. I don't want to sit here and make excuses. Then they have an amazing opportunity to score in the 38th minute. If I'm not mistaken, West Ham had a really good chance to score in the 38th minute, but luckily they didn't capitalize on their opportunities. I think Souček had a chance, Antonio had a chance. You even had Paqueta had a chance. But then before Rizuma had a chance, before the half, you could see that they were close to getting that second goal. Second half starts, we have a little bit more control of the game. But then Thomas Partey, yellow card, made it so he can't be as aggressive in the second half. And Thomas Partey had a very, very bad game. I thought Thomas Partey was one of the worst players on the pitch today. But of course, you also have the situation that they were attacking Rob Holding, trying to isolate Rob Holding on the counterattacks, going down the right flank. And when they were going down the left flank, Gabriel Magalhaes was the only man shutting down everything. I don't know what Kieran Tierney was doing, but Kieran Tierney was in this game for Zinchenko, and he's not the scapegoat, ladies and gentlemen. The reality is Zinchenko playing this game would have given us more control, but we bottled a 2-goal lead with Zinchenko in the game last week. So we can't point at that. The person who we missed today is William Saliba. We extremely miss William Saliba so much. William Saliba in this game today would have made the game so much easier for us. Another player who can join in the midfield after winning possession back. His ability to win the ball so easily. Oh my God, it would have been amazing if we had him. But wow. But wow. We have about 40 of you guys in the chat right now. Do me a favor, hit that goddamn like button. People flip-flopping. Bro, people are gonna flip-flop. One day we're gonna win it, the next day we're bottle drops. That's how it is. That's how it is. That's how it's gonna be for the remainder of the season. That's how people are gonna view it. Man, we bottled it. I'm sad. Guys, we have more nuance than just, oh, we bottled it. Come on. Let me show you guys this. Let me show you guys this. So this was the running chances. Today, you could see that both teams had a lot of chances, but I just want to show you guys how much pressure they put us under. I want to show you guys how much pressure. So from the moment we scored those goals, from the moment we scored those 2 goals, it was all new, it was all them. Look at that. From the moment we scored the 2 opening goals, all the pressure came from them. Now, we had some opportunities, but we were not clinical enough to finish off the game. We had opportunities to finish off the game, but we were not clinical enough. But then when Jared Bowen's goal went in, oh my God, boy, did the momentum change. From the Bukayo Saka penalty miss to that's when the game changed. And we just concede too many chances. We give up too many chances. And it's a situation where you could say, I'm not going to sit here and say the league title is over, but we definitely conceded our opportunity to have 2 hands on the league title. We had everything going for us going into that Liverpool game. But now we've just dropped too many points on consecutive days, way too many points on consecutive days. Now we can sit here and say, oh, we need to show more. We need to do this. We need to do that. But it was in our hands, ladies and gentlemen. It was in our hands. We messed up. You can't blame anybody else but yourself. Gabriel Jesus getting a goal was great. Love to see Gabriel Jesus getting on the goal sheet, but at the end of the day, it became redundant. You have Martin Ødegaard making it 2-0 after 9 minutes into the game, but it becomes redundant after it became redundant after a couple minutes. It became redundant. People saying we bottled it. Come on, we have more nuance in the game than we can say that than we just bottled it. We can add more to the nuance than just that, right? And also in London derbies this season, we've been good. This was the first time we conceded in London derbies this season. This was the first time we conceded in the London derbies this season. First time. But then we concede 2. Now, Zinchenko wasn't in the game. Let me just talk about Zinchenko for a second. Zinchenko was not in the game. And the reason why Zinchenko was not in the game, Zinchenko was injured. Zinchenko had an injury prior to the game, which forced him to be out. He was unable to play, and we were worse off not having him. But of course, he's not the main reason why we lost this game. Him being in the game would have given us more control, but it still wouldn't have been enough, in my opinion, we still had enough in this team to see out the victory. We still had enough to see out the victory. It's not about Zinchenko, the reason why we lost. Now let me just move to this right here. Everyone's talking about the penalty. The penalty. Was it a handball leading up to the penalty? I don't know. Was this a dive? Was there a handball leading up to the penalty? Let me know what you guys think. Because I'm not sitting here going to make excuses. I don't really want to say anything about this penalty anymore, because in my opinion, this should have been reversed for a handball. But is it a penalty? It's a soft penalty. My rule of thumb, would I want it given on my end? Yes. If this happened to Jesus or Martinelli or Bukayo Saka, would I want it given? Yes. Is it maybe a dive? Maybe. Would I want it given to us? Yes. So based on that, it's a penalty. But based on the fact that it might have hit his hand on the build up to the play, it is what it is. These things happen. We give the penalty. It didn't really change the impact of the game because we kind of got justice with Bukayo Saka's penalty opportunity later in the game, but we didn't capitalize on it. Egal, remember the other game when Gabriel hit the ball in his chest and think outside the box and you said it's a penalty? Remember that? Rice handball on the stomach. Yeah, you're right. The Liverpool game. It bounced off his body to hit his hand. So based on that, it's close vicinity. We're not gonna go there. But yeah, we move from that situation. We don't get too much into it. We don't worry too much about that. We say these things happen, we move, right? This is where the game really changed. This is where the game really changed, ladies and gentlemen. This is where the game really changed. In the what minute was it? Bukayo Saka's penalty. 52nd minute. Bukayo Saka steps up to take a penalty. after what was a clear penalty shout. 2 minutes later, Jared Bowen celebrating for a goal on the other side after they saved the penalty. Terrible penalty from Bukayo Saka, goes over the bar, and that goes on to haunt us massively and hurts us massively for a chance to win this game. Now, I'm going to put the link in the chat for anyone who wants to call in. I'm going to start taking calls about 25 minutes into the stream. So right now we're 15 minutes into the stream. Please do make sure you do hit the like button. We have 51 of you guys in the chat right now. The like button is free. It helps the channel out a lot massively. And we already have 22 of you guys hit the like right now. My question to you guys is the league, is there a chance to come back after this moment? Yes, there is. Yes, there was. There was plenty of chances to come back after that moment. But the problem is nobody took the game by the scruff of the neck. Nobody actually made any chances. Every other pass, every other touch was incorrect. We kept making the wrong decisions. And that is 2 times that we've bottled it in the space of a week. 2 times that we've done this in the space of a week. Deja vu in the worst manner. Now look at this. 40th minute against Liverpool, we're 2-0 up. 10th minute against West Ham, we're 2-0 up. By the 54th minute, we're drawing. And against Liverpool, by the 86th minute, we're drawing. This team has to do better. This is unacceptable behavior. You cannot you cannot do this. If you're in a title race, dropping points in this point is guaranteed. 2 points. Don't even ask that question this week. This week, don't even ask that question. Last week, you could ask that question. This week, you cannot ask that question. Look in the manner that we dropped the points. Look at how quickly we made everything slip. Guys, this is unacceptable. Mikel Arteta, the players, everyone has to look at themselves, say we got it massively wrong, and we have to do better. We have to do better. We cannot sit here after being 2-0 up and concede in the manner that we've conceded in the last 2 games. People who are pointing the finger at the attackers, like Bukayo Saka for missing the shots, are crazy. People who are saying the season's done, we'll get there in a conversation in a bit. But right now, it's not about the season being done. There's no conversation about 2 points dropped, 1 point gain. This is massive 2 points dropped. This draw is a loss in my books. This draw is as good as this draw might as well be a loss. It's pointless. It is pointless. West Ham fans saying we have you rattled. You don't have us rattled. West Ham don't have us rattled. What has us going crazy is stop focusing on Man City. Stop focusing on Manchester City. Focus on us. Stop focusing on Manchester City. Focus on Arsenal. Because when the pressure starts to get worse, these things happen. When the pressure starts to get worse, these things happen. You miss a penalty, and on the other end, within a couple seconds, they score a goal. And the only other team that was going to look like they were going to score a goal was them. The only other team that was going to score the goal was them. They almost scored another goal. When did we ever have a chance to actually score another goal after that moment? When did we have another goal opportunity? In the 56th minute when Martinelli took a shot straight at the keeper? No. Was it in the 70th minute when Bukayo Saka shot it again straight at the keeper? No. That's 2 chances, right? So 2 chances after that penalty miss. Did we have another one? Bukayo Saka missed the header. That was a 3rd chance. Rob Holding header straight at the keeper. That's our 4th chance. Gabriel. No, we only had 4 shots on goal after this penalty miss. We had 4 shots. 4 shots. 4. We went from not being able to defend to not being able to attack within a span of a minute. The game went nuts. And that's on Mikel Arteta. Where are your substitutions? He made the substitutions today in the 67th minute. Earlier than the Liverpool game. But still not enough. Egal, I'll never understand Arsenal fans blaming Saka for the penalty miss. Even Mohamed Salah did last week. Hopefully, Bukayo Saka will get better. That's Bukayo Saka's 2nd penalty miss of his career. We cannot blame Bukayo Saka for his penalty miss. Guys, let's not be dumb here. Bukayo Saka is not to blame for today's loss. The person who's to blame, there's not one individual to blame for today's loss. There's not one, you can't blame one individual. It's a collective mistake. Collectively, we've been conceding stupid goals. As a collective, we've been making dumb mistakes on the pitch. As a collective, we felt like that our heads switched off and we basically said, we're up 2-0, we won this game, it's over. In what world do you sit back and say the game's over after 2-0? You have to go and score a third. You have to treat it like it's 0-0 and score a third. But instead, we treated it like we're up 5-0 and we're laughing and joking about it. We can't do that. We cannot do that. It's once again, I've used this word a lot, but the reality is it's unacceptable behavior from some of these players. We were flying 10 minutes into the game, and just 10 minutes after halftime, we've thrown away another 2-goal lead, and we keep throwing away 2-goal leads. We cannot do that. We need to do better. And the Jared Bowen equalizer should have made us wake up, but instead, I felt like West Ham had a better chance of winning the game than we did. It's not right. We got to do better as individuals, as individual players. There's no one to really call out and say you're the person why we lost. I blame the whole collective, and I feel like Mikel Arteta, your substitution should have been better. For now, I'm gonna add some of you guys into the chat. Hopefully, you guys want to jump on, give your say. We'll do the player ratings in a second. We'll do a player ratings in a second, but let's get Sam in. Let's get Saracen in. Hope you guys are doing good. Big up everyone in the chat. Make sure you do hit that like button. Arteta spoke just about the players doing the flicks and tricks, 2-0 up, and just wanted to keep the ball. 100%, 110%. Keep the ball. Why are we doing flicks and tricks and dancing? It reminds me of the arrogance that certain teams can have and certain players can have against competition. The opponents can feed off that and realize, yo, these guys are taking us as a joke and start to play a different level. That's what happens. Why is Thomas Partey trying to flick the ball over Thing's head for the opening penalty?
I'm gonna have a quick thought here because I just got home. I was at the game today, and obviously, first 10 minutes I thought we were gonna win 4-5-0. Honestly, the first 10 minutes was some of the best football. It's been like every away game we played this season, which is 2-0. You get up there like the Fulham game, controlled it from top to bottom. After that, today something different happened where we went 2-0 up. Instead of continuing it, we just took the foot off the gas, and the guys thought the game was over. When clearly the game, as it came back to bite us, yes. And it's the arrogance. I think that we got too overconfident. That Partey pass. Any other game which is like 1-0, 1-0 up, he doesn't do that. He doesn't do that pass. Just because we're 2-0 up, they get too arrogant. The old saying is, do you remember, like 2-0 is the most dangerous scoreline in football, and that is because your heads can drop. And this is the thing, right? The game ain't over till the final whistle. You play to the whistle. That is the rule number one of football. And the past 2 weeks, we haven't been playing to rule number one of football. And that is the issue right there. Obviously, we haven't bought with it, Egal. I think it's an overreaction. We still got to go play Friday night against Southampton and play Man City on the Wednesday, week after that, 26th. So, end of the day, if we lose that Man City game, then yeah, hands up. It's over. But as of right now, you can't be saying that. You can't at this moment in time. There's still a lot of games we played. I think 6 more to go. It's all in our hands. So, in our own hands, we win the rest of our games, we win the league. Simple as. That's how it is. We've dug
You know what? Let's not. We'll talk about the league in a bit. Right now, just tell me about the game, because I'm not gonna lie to you. This game is not about the league for me right now.
Yeah,
it's just about the fact is we cannot have this type of capitulations in any game, let alone during the league title race. 2-0 up. You should be winning. You should score the third. Your rivals and opponents should be able to turn off the TV and say the game is done. We've won it. It's over. But no, what do? We give away a penalty. 2 games in a row, we've given away a penalty. 2 games in a row, we've given away 2-goal leads. 2 games in a row where we've given the opponent a second life. What is wrong with us? Away from home used to be our best performances. We used to be better defensively away from home. Are we not doing what we need to do? Or is it that we miss Saliba so much that this is showing? Is Saliba our best player? Is Saliba the best player at this football club? Because I don't know how on earth we go from being elite football clubs for 10 minutes or 40 minutes to absolutely back to what we were 2 years ago in a space of a minute. It makes no sense. Go ahead, Saracen.
Yeah, I agree with exactly what you just said. I think Saliba is integral part of this football team. We have a system. Our first choice 12 are brilliant. Now, as much as Rob Holding is a loyal servant, the guy is full of panic, bro. There's no composure on the ball. Against Liverpool, kicking it into stand number 6, kicking it, giving away corners, high fiving. It causes panic in the team. Do you understand? And for me, I'm so angry because it was such a good opportunity, bro. You understand? And now I feel like I don't know, and hopefully we haven't bottled it. Yeah, hopefully we haven't bottled it, and people can say we bottled it because last year I remember against Tottenham last year, Newcastle last year, Crystal Palace, the same mentality came in. Do you understand? And I can't understand whether these players need sports psychologists or what. I love the team. I always support the team. Yeah, but Odegaard, not good enough today. Xhaka, not good enough today. Saka, not good enough today. Ben White, not good enough today. Where were they last week as well? You can't, it's not about 10, 15 minutes. Partey, not good enough. Do you understand? Same thing happened last year. And for me, I'm wondering if it's a psychological thing. But then I think that, come on, it's little things that panic. With Saliba, he's composed. You get the ball, he'll turn around, pass. Partey's better instantly. Gabriel's better instantly. The team is in control. We control the ball. He's a great ball player. But maybe it's just we're just not right there yet. You know, maybe the squad isn't good enough right now. But it's just it's so frustrating. I'm so upset, man. I'm so angry today.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Don't know. Can you hear me now? Okay, sorry. Like I said, I was very okay. Hear you.
Egal, we can't hear you.
I can't hear you.
Hi. Can you hear me
Yeah,
now?
sorry. Yeah, sorry
Okay.
about that.
I'm gonna add football bands and then you can go ahead. Big up football bands, bro. Hope you're doing well. Just everyone else mute your mic and let my guy Akron go.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah. So like I was saying before, man, very, very disappointed with the game. Last week's result, I can understand it. A point at Anfield is always good at any time. Like I said, disappointed at the time, but when I put it in context, yes, getting the point at Anfield is not a bad result. Today, especially when you know West Ham played in Europe on Thursday, you should be banging that team. There is no excuse there. I was even surprised that West Ham had more energy. I thought they will struggle and we will get them in the second half. And I think it was an over arrogance. I don't know what Partey's trying to do, trying to flick the ball over a thing. You do that when you're 3 or 4-0 up, not 2-0 down, especially away from home. And it's just the thing. I mean, it's not over yet, but the momentum is definitely with Man City. Now, Man City are thinking, we've got these guys now, and that's the disappointing part.
Okay. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, we got Tom. We got Tom in the house. Tom's a West Ham fan. I'm just gonna go to him quick, football bands, and then I'm gonna come back to you in a second. Tom, how you feeling, bro?
Oh, mate, honestly. Oh, mate, that was a lot of emotion. A lot of emotion. Mate, I can't believe we've got a point. Honestly, I said to someone, I said, we're either going to win 1-0 or we're going to get smashed about 5. Then I looked at my phone and I knew it was 2-0 and I was like, yeah, I ain't watching it. Then I turned it on and then we had the penalty. And then obviously I watched the second half. Then you got the penalty, which you missed. And then obviously Bowen scored. How are you guys feeling, really? Like,
It feels like a loss. It feels like a loss. It feels like one of the worst performances this season. And after having 2 back-to-back games where we concede, coming back from 2-0 down, it just there's only one way to describe it. I seen a picture of this Arsenal fan in the West Ham home end holding his face, and this is the only way to describe how we're all feeling right now. Dejected. You must be loving life because you didn't see a point out of this game, and now more or less likely you're not going to get relegated, and you're just going to see this through. Aren't you happy?
Yeah, obviously I'm over the moon. Like obviously your London rival. Do you know what I mean? As much as I don't like Arsenal fans, I like getting one over them. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, but no, I'm happy. I would have loved the win though. Like I would have loved the win to destroy your title hopes even more. You know, but no, I'm happy with the points and hopefully we stay up.
There you go.
And hopefully,
Big up Tommy for jumping on, bro. I'm gonna just take you out because
yeah.
Bear Arsenal fans want to speak. But big up, yo, everyone in the chat, do me a favor. We got 80 of you guys in the chat right now. Make sure you hit that like button. Try to put a smile on my face. I'm already feeling ill, but Arsenal made me feel even more ill. It's crazy. Yo, football fans, how you feeling, man?
You know what? I'm just gonna just repeat what everyone else is saying. I'm kind of disappointed on today's result. Even at 2-0 though, I'm sure there was many fans out there that was thinking that the game's not over. We needed to score one more goal. What I would say is,
Big up Tabak.
do we have a mental fragility when it comes to, pressure?
Do we have a pressure issue, like where we can't handle the pressure?
Yeah.
Do you think Arsenal can't handle the pressure? Is that what it is?
I'm asking the question because after seeing City smash, who did they play? They played. Who did City play yesterday?
They played Leicester.
Yeah. After City smashed Leicester yesterday, I don't know if I don't know if it got into the players. Did it affect the players when we went into this match? Obviously seeing City win, the pressure's on us. They're getting closer each day to us. Is it something that we can't handle? Some players just didn't look right today. Saka looked tired today. He didn't look like he was up for it today. Martinelli looked okay in the first half, but we went up 2-0 and then it's like after half an hour, we just stopped playing. It's like we just didn't have that belief. Even Arteta wasn't his usual on the touchline. He's usually quite animated and he's very humble today.
You know what? Let me ask everyone in the comment section. Can Arsenal handle the pressure? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. My answer to you is I don't think it only comes down to pressure. I think it's when you don't have your first 11, you see more of your holes in the squad. And I think Saliba is a big miss, but Bukayo Saka definitely pressure got to him there. I feel like you do miss penalties eventually, but it's also a little bit of arrogance. Arrogance is definitely a big part because we were very arrogant trying to do flicks and tricks ahead of them. And before we conceded the opening goal, a lot of the players were smiling. They seemed like they were enjoying themselves a little bit too much. They didn't realize they're in a fight. And this is what happens to you when you think. Some people saying no, we can't handle the pressure. Some people saying no, you've bottled it 2 games in a row. So if you could say we bottled it, you could say these things happen, but the reality is until we get over the line, people are going to say we can't handle the pressure. And until we get in a situation where we start winning, people are going to criticize and question the pressure. To me, I feel like you can say it has a part to play, but it's not the main reason why we drop points today. Egal, the results like this show why I think a challenge next year is better, and the pressure is a big part of it. Once you can handle it, your first title race, the next one you can withstand it. You know what? To win your first title race is not easy. Liverpool even lost. A lot of people always lose their first title race. But yo, we got Tommy in the house. Great question, my guy. And thanks for jumping in. You can stay if you want. Yo, Thomason, what are you saying? What's your point today, man?
We can't. You're right, man. How are you? You good?
I'm doing good. I'm not. I'm sick, and we just lost, so I'm very sick.
We can't. I hope you get well, man. But yeah, we can't. We just don't kill teams off. I don't know why. Like we can't. Every time we go 2-0 and you do this again, like Holding. I keep telling you guys, he needs to go. This guy ain't good, bro. You guys, these Arsenal fans were bigging him up. Oh yeah, he's done okay. He hasn't. This guy is trying to cost us the title. I want him out of my football by the summer. Otherwise, I'm gonna go to the Emirates and drag him myself. I don't care. I want him out of my club. He's a clown. And yeah, we can't keep dropping points. Fair play to West Ham. They're fighting for their lives. I knew this was going to be a tough game. They need the points. They deserve their point. We were lucky. We could have lost that game if Antonio was clinical. We would have lost that game. We were hanging on for a point, bro. West Ham were playing for the win. We were hanging on for a draw. But we can't keep dropping points. Like, I want to win this title because 19 years with no title was not good enough. I can't blame Saka for his penalty. It happens. But for me, he was poor today, Saka. Arteta, this manager annoys me with his subs again. Why take off Tierney and Jesus? Saka was poor. You should have taken him off. Take him off. Why are you leaving him on to do what? He hasn't been good. He's I told you, this manager overplays him too much. And yeah, you should have taken him off today. Why leave him on? Like, why take him off? Why leave him? Why not take him off? This is why for me, because if we drop points to Southampton, for me, the title is done. If we lose or go to Southampton on Friday, the title is done for me, bruv. And yeah, this is why for me, I'm just frustrated. You got points 2-0 up, like you get a third, you put the game to bed. Simple.
I fully understand, bro.
This, like I said, this manager is pissing me off with his subs. He needs to fix up now. This manager. I haven't criticized him for a long time because he's worked on his management. But again, last week against Liverpool, he did the same thing. Now he's doing it. He's pissing me off again. This manager, fix up.
Let me just say this. Rob Holding playing for the remainder of the season will cost us the league. That's what people are saying right now. 100%. Everyone agrees with that statement.
100%.
Rob Holding playing the rest of the season
he will cost us. Missing Saliba is a
so
massive.
are we saying if Saliba doesn't get back into this team for the Man City game, game's over?
It's over.
Because if we play that against Man City, 4-5, 5-6 4-5-6-0 Man City. If we play shit like that against them, I'm not expecting to beat them. I'm expecting to get at least a point. But I don't even think we're going to get a point against them the way we've been playing. Look at them. They're breathing down our necks. They're 4 points behind us. This is not looking good for us. I'm
not conceding. 1 second. I'm not conceding the league to City. I'm just saying this is a dent in our title hopes. It costs us today 2 points, but Southampton at home, surely we're gonna bounce back for Southampton at home. If we drop points,
they're fighting for their lives, bro. They're fighting for their lives.
If we drop points to Southampton at home, then it's well and truly over.
Yeah. We can't afford because they're fighting for their life. We know they're gonna go to the championship, but they're fighting for their lives. They want to play for pride. Their fans want to play for pride. If we don't beat Southampton, the title's over for me, bro. I'm sorry, it's over for me. And this manager has to fix up because he's pissing me off with these subs.
Yeah, yo, Saracen, your camera's off. I don't know what's going on with your camera, but go ahead. We can see you. We can't see you, but your camera's all black.
It's a problem. It's a problem with my phone. So.
All right, just turn your camera off. Then it's fine. Let's go to. We got a new guy here. What's your name, bro?
Name's Kaburi. How you doing, Egal?
Kaburi, talk to me, man.
It's frustrating. 2 weeks ago, we were on good form. We walk into Liverpool. I was fully expecting to maybe drop points in Liverpool, but not the way it ended. Like desperately fighting to take that 1 point away, and we should have gone into this game like with our tails up, and we should have pressed them that whole first half. And just even before Tierney passes that ball to Partey, you could see that they were kind of lackadaisical, just the way they were playing the press out the back, and you could see something was going to happen. Then Partey does that. Gabriel, there was nothing Gabriel could have done. He lunged in, and it is what it is. Penalty. Then the game completely switched. The thing is, I understand, Mikel taking Jesus off because he's on a yellow and he doesn't want to lose him. But that was literally the only guy that was pushing anything to make something happen in that game. And I think at some point he's got to look at himself and say, talk to Saka, and you have to pull Saka off. The guy's had 2 bad games. It's not a bad thing to come off and just kind of reset your mind, right? Get some minutes off. He did nothing today. He brought nothing to the table. And I think, Mikel will rue the decisions that he's made today. And I'm just hoping that this is the second trough in the season. We've been on a peak for 80%, 85% of the season. This, I'm hoping, is the trough, and I'm hoping that they just walk away, come and have a solid game at Southampton. I don't need to see 5, 6, 7, 8 goals. I just need to see a solid 2-3 goal win. I just need to see some good football. I need to see some good gameplay. If we're stuck with Holding, then maybe he has to go back to parking the bus against City when we go there. But he's also got to change how he plays the games. He can't just stick with the same formula every time, because sometimes it just doesn't work.
Saka needs competition. People are saying, do we put Saka. You know what? We'll talk about Saka in a second. We're going to talk about Saka in a second. People in the chat, we got 104 of you guys in the chat. Do me a favor, hit that like button right now. If you're watching on TikTok, come join us on YouTube. The link is in my description. And also make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you're new. You can only become a member for £1. But honestly, make me a little happier because right now I'm upset. And when it comes to Bukayo Saka, we got to talk about Bukayo Saka. He missed a penalty. Hasn't been on good form since the Crystal Palace game. I think he's kind of been off it lately. Let me know, guys. Are you guys putting Bukayo Saka on the bench versus Southampton? Are we starting Bukayo Saka next game? Are we going to put on Reece Nelson or Trossard in this position? What are we doing? Because in my opinion, who are you subbing on for Saka? Maybe start Trossard on the right against Southampton at home.
Nelson, he needs to be Saka. I'll drop. He's been poor to drop him, bro. He needs to be dropped for me. I'll start Nelson or Trossard on against Southampton on Friday. Like Saka, I get that he's tired, but this can't continue, man. Drop this guy, drop him, and play Trossard or Nelson on Friday against Southampton. So he needs to be on the bench for me, Saka.
He hasn't been great. He hasn't been great since that England game. This is where you got to kind of get your priorities right. I know England had to play Ukraine and all of that. Rashford faked an injury. Most of the Manchester United team faked an injury. Do you know what I mean? This is Haaland faked an injury, or maybe he was injured. I don't know. Who cares? Yeah. But at the end of the day, like, I'm sorry, man. It's such a big season, man. He didn't need to go and play them extra games in Italy and in Ukraine because he looks tired. He looks shattered. Do you know what I mean? I agree. I say put him on the bench, give someone else a chance. Hopefully he'll be hungry for that City game, and let's unleash him.
So do you think Bukayo Saka's tired? 1 second, Tommy. Let me jump in. Let me get to the other two guys. Let me know. You guys think Bukayo Saka's tired? Let me go to you first.
Is that me? Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I wouldn't say physically tired. I'll say mentally, but I will also say as well that we're playing one game a week now. That West Ham, they played a game during the week. So surely, we've had time to rest. Saka's had time to rest. He's had a week to rest. So I don't get this tiredness thing, because I get the overthinking aspect of, like, probably got so much time on our hands that we're probably Arteta's probably overthinking too much. But this tired thing, Warriors, they go to the end, and we need to have that attitude. Yeah,
that's a brilliant point. It really is a brilliant point. Mentally tired. I think that is a very, very pertinent point, because we saw the same drop off last season. Do you remember Newcastle, Crystal Palace, Tottenham? That Saka wasn't there anymore, and it is a psychological thing. And then that psychological thing, the way he used to chase back early on in the season, cut things off. It's that same Saka isn't there. He's not getting involved.
That's true.
That's what's frustrating, Rory.
Let me just say this. Specifics asking for the membership perks. You can just click on this right here. It will give you the details on all the membership perks. But yeah, Bukayo Saka, people in the chat, let me know. Is it time to drop Bukayo Saka, or would you guys just say he's not the issue and we need to find something else? Because Kabudi, what are you saying? Just before we move on from this topic, is it time to drop Bukayo Saka?
I agree. Yeah, I agree. It's a mental thing. I think he just needs a break. He's played a lot of football the last 12 months. And I think sometimes you just need a break, even if it's just coming off the bench for a game or two. And for me, I would have dragged him probably 60 minutes the last game. He should have been dragged probably at halftime this game.
1 second.
So yes, he gets a break.
I just want to make it clear. Nobody is blaming Bukayo Saka. So
not blaming him. No, not blaming him 100%.
Just so everyone knows, nobody's blaming Bukayo Saka for the loss. We're just merely pointing out that Bukayo Saka has been on hot form for majority of the season, but since the Crystal Palace game, I haven't really seen his best from him in the last couple games. And is that not a fair analysis to make, ladies and gentlemen?
100%.
Or am I tripping here? Because I remember Bukayo Saka before the international break was putting in performance after performance. If you remember now, put in your head, he gets a goal and 2 goals and an assist versus Crystal Palace, absolutely kills it versus Ukraine in England, and then comes back, has a stinker versus Leeds, but we still win 4-1. Yeah, am I tripping? He didn't have a good game versus Leeds. He played 30 minutes. Right. He didn't have a stinker. He came off the bench versus Leeds. My apologies. He came off the bench versus Leeds, only played 30 minutes, and he didn't start that game. We won 4-1, and he didn't really impact that game. The Liverpool game, even though even though he played the 90 minutes, I didn't really think Bukayo Saka was like well and truly himself, his best self. I know Martinelli, if he would have squared the ball to him better, he could have scored the winner. So I'm not going to blame him too much there. But I'm just going to say Bukayo Saka has played almost 90 minutes every single game this season. There's going to be a moment in time where we have to rest him and give him a chance to refresh, because he might not be tired, but the performance we've seen today was not his best. The performance
he's not mentally engaged. Like
the performance we've seen against Fulham away for 72 minutes was not his best. The performance we've seen against Bournemouth at home, that you could say was maybe not his best. The last time you could say he had his best games in an Arsenal kit was Crystal Palace, Everton, and even that Leicester game where we won 1-0. That was a game where you could say, you know what, he was good. It's just I can't really make fun of Bukayo Saka because he's such a good player and he's been such a key part to our team. But to say he deserves to be rotated out of the squad is not an insult. It's just we have options now. We can put in Trossard. Anyone disagree?
Can I ask you a question? Why? And this isn't doing any shots at Arteta though, but why is Arteta just keep, I'm sure Arteta can see that he looks tired. Why does he keep him on the pitch?
Bro, because Arteta subs out Jesus for Trossard and doesn't want to take out Bukayo Saka because he knows Bukayo Saka can be a match winner. But he hasn't been doing that lately. That's what my theory is. But 1 second, let me just say this. Predictions, become a channel member. We got predictions for becoming a channel member. Gunnar says here, he isn't world-class, so what you said just doesn't make sense. You know what? Before you guys start criticizing if Bukayo Saka is world-class or not, let's just get silverware. Because the more silverware we get, then you can say these players are world-class and they're not world-class. Yo, Matt, talk to me. What's your point on today's game, man? What are you saying? What is your main point on today's game? Oh, you're on mute. I unmute yourself. Yeah, there you go. Go ahead.
First of all, let me just say, my head is hot. Oh boy, do you know what? Yeah, like the Liverpool one, I got over 2 points drop, cool. But we're 2-0 against West Ham, and West Ham were dead and buried. Like we had this game in the bag, and yet again we shoot ourselves in the foot. Give away a penalty, and I don't know about you lot as well. I thought Ramsdale's not saving it. He don't save penalties, like it is what it is. And yeah, here we are again. All right, cool. We can try and be positive and say, do you know what? The league is still there, but it just feels so flat. It feels like that is it. I know. Listen, we can go to City, Coolio, and do whatever.
Sorry.
Listen, no worries. But yeah, it just feels very flat at the moment. But you know what? The main thing for me is, I just get annoyed at how we can't compose ourselves after we concede a goal. It's like, yeah, cool, you can concede a goal in a game, but it's like we were flustered. And I'm sure a lot of Arsenal fans felt at 2-1, it was like, they're going to get the second. Obviously, I don't condone certain things in it, but I even said to one of my friends at 2-1, I said, back it, 2-2. This is Arsenal. It's going to happen. And there we are. And they could have even nicked it at the end. Honestly, you just run out of things to say. But listen, I'm trying to think positive, and I'm looking forward to thinking, you know what? Southampton on Friday, I want to see a hiding. I don't want to see no halftime 0-0. Oh, it's 1-0 here. I want to see 4-0 halftime, and second half again, you go the same 11, 6-7, because that is our problem as well. We don't kill off teams. And Egal, remember I said in the last show, that's our problem. At 2-0, we always think the game's done. Oh, flick the ball over here. Let me just try to chip it. And look. Here we are.
Know what?
Yeah.
My main thing I got from that whole thing you said is Arsenal don't stay composed under pressure.
At all.
And I think you're 100% spot on. Arsenal don't stay composed under pressure. But you know what? Now it's time to actually do individual analyzations of each player in this game. And people in the chat.
Can I ask a question? Do you think, like, when you watch City absolutely smash Bayern Munich, and Bayern Munich are a big team, yeah, destroy them. When you see City, they look unfortunately unbeatable. Haaland scoring goals for fun. that has to have an effect on the players. As much as they say they don't watch them games,
100%.
they must have a. I mean, I watch that ball and I get worried. Like the way they destroyed Bayern Munich.
I do too, man, and they must because they're showing that performance. But we got predictions saying here he would start him for Southampton to keep him getting momentum ahead of that Man City game. Some people here saying they drop him. Some people saying good point. I think they're talking to you, football Bents. We got another one here saying you can't play like 20 minutes and then play dog shit. That's true. Sick with Arteta for him. What? I'm confused. What do you mean by that, John? And then we got a United chat person in the chat saying, I'm going to have to learn big dogs trump Man City out of the FA Cup. Yeah, they're going to have to stop them. Because if we don't win the league and these guys win the Champions League, they could get the trouble, you know. They could get the trouble.
Yeah, they could.
Arteta's tactics in this game was poor. I don't know if it's tactics. I feel like Arteta, the players weren't listening to him. I really believe the players were listening to him because I listened to his press conference after the game. He said we made too many mistakes. Arteta out. What? Chill, bro. I know you're joking. I know you're joking. He means stick. Yeah, we're sticking with Arteta 100%.
Yeah, we have to win this league because.
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree, bro. Drop Saka for the Southampton game. Title race. You know, we're gonna save the title race talk after we do the player ratings. Let's just jump into the player ratings quickly. If you guys want to stick around for the player ratings, you can stick around, or if you want to drop out,
bro, I'll stay.
Yeah, Kabuti, you want to stick around, or you gotta go?
I'm sticking around.
I'll stay.
Everyone's sticking around. Okay, so the way we're gonna do it is we're basically gonna pop this on the screen, and we're gonna then go through one by one to see what we think about each player and how they performed. 1 second, let it just load. Why is it taking so long? It's taking longer than usual, but
whilst it loads, can I ask another question?
Yeah, go ahead.
This could be the greatest City squad ever, given now that they've got Haaland. I know that they've had some great teams, but I think for me, when people try to downplay old City aren't the same, I think this is the best City team ever, bro. Like you look at the best midfielder in the world, probably the best striker in the world, possibly the best goalkeeper in the world, and probably maybe even the best defender in the world, or certainly the best. Bro, it's unbelievable. Do you know what I mean?
And this,
Go on.
Yeah, that double pivot with Stones and Rodri, since he switched to that, they've been damn nigh impenetrable. Like, they've got that back three, and they're versatile. He's switching in Walker, he's switching in Aki, and then you have those two holding in front of them, and Stones has shown a whole level, you know, going forward. And now they have all those three up front who are free to do whatever they want, and those back five are holding it down and just bringing it forward. So they've been different since he switched to that too.
Yeah, you know what? I agree there. Yo, by the way, people, keep hitting that like button, keep hitting that subscribe button. Let me just ask one more thing before we move on to this final thing. Is the title race over for you guys? Because 60% of the people in the chat are saying it's over.
No. It's not. It's not over till it's mathematical over. It's not over.
If we lose or draw to Southampton on Friday, it's over for me, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're not going to the Etihad. We haven't won at the Etihad since 2015. 8 years, almost 8 years. We haven't won at the Etihad. That's poor, bro.
Can I just say something quickly though? We're still doing everything on the assumption City win all the games. So. Yes. And that's the thing. And what we need to remember is City are probably through now, Real Madrid, City. We don't know what happens around that time. Like, that's why I'm getting frustrated, because I'm thinking if we had a bigger gap, if they did slip up, it's like you have an insurance in case you lose the game at Etihad. But now it's like, right, we have to win. So it's not over. But win or bust on Friday. That is it. If we don't win Friday.
Let me tell you something. Yeah, City can get got at, you know, as well as good as they are. Yeah, they can get got at. I wasn't convinced towards the end of the game yesterday. Maddison had a great chance. If he had scored that, it would have been 3-2. Then who hit the post? Is it Iniacho hit the post right at the end?
Yesterday, yeah.
So City can drop points.
Yeah, we got to go give weaknesses. Give them no respect. We brought that.
You know what?
We can cause them problems. We just have to take our chances against them.
No, but it feels like we're on the ropes.
That game as well.
1 second. My thing is, if everyone just, I think Saracen, there's playback on your mic, but if everyone just mutes their thing, I'm just gonna say, my theory is the league title over? No. Are we an advantage anymore? No, obviously. I think it's just a situation where we need to stop thinking about them and focus on ourselves. Because when you're in a scary, you ever watch a scary movie? When the person's running away from someone who's chasing them
Yeah,
down
I've
in a
seen
scary
it, yeah.
in a scary movie, it's when they look back
Yeah,
is
yeah.
when they trip. If they don't look
Yeah,
back,
yeah.
if they don't look back, they never actually trip up. So
Mm.
I feel like we're only starting to trip up now because we're looking at City and we're saying, "Oh shit, they're gonna catch us. We gotta keep going." But as we're doing this, we're tripping up every 2 seconds. So that's my analogy. We need to stop looking back and we need to just focus on ourselves and keep going forward. Because if
Yeah.
you
And
start
by the way, bro, can I say
every time you look back, your shoelaces come up and down and you start falling over your shoes.
I want
these
to
by the way,
turn
bro,
around. I want to turn
they've
around
got
and
tough
punch
games as
that
well,
person.
Man City.
No,
They've got
listen.
tough games as
Turn
well.
around. Check this. If that person chasing you, stop and you give him a big punch in the face. Yeah,
But that would be us
that's what we
winning.
need to do.
That would be us winning.
I think if we beat them, I think we'll win the title because I think that momentum will be with us so much. Only thing is whether we'll kind of take our mind off things. That's the only
Bro,
kind of concern.
I think the mentality of the team is not the problem. At times, I think the mentality of the fan base is the problem. Because as a fan base, we get on our players way too much. We criticize them way too much. And we criticize the manager way too much for things that are like sometimes not in their control. So imagine now we've dropped 2 points, things that are fully in our control, how over the top some set of fans can be. And these players can see this. It was only a couple of weeks ago when guys were calling the team pussies. And now it's like, imagine if we do drop points against Southampton, then it's well and truly over, and everyone can then capitulate. But
are
until
we
then,
undefeated? Are we undefeated for 7 games ago?
we are undefeated, but it feels like 2 losses. It feels like we lost 2 games.
But we haven't lost for 7 games. That's the thing.
You can't keep dropping points, though, man.
Let's end it off here. I just want to know everyone in the chat, everyone here. I'm gonna start in chronicle order. What do you say in football bands? Is it over?
No.
Thomas, is it over?
Not yet. Not yet for me, but yeah, I feel like it is, but not yet for me.
Saracen, is it over?
No.
Kabuti, is it over?
No.
Matt, is it over?
No.
So there you go. A lot of people still believe. Just don't let the people who don't believe jump in and try to sway your vote, because they always do it, right? People asking, am I going to do the player ratings? I'm going to do the player ratings, but I'm going to kind of jump through them today. So first we got Ramsdale. What are we saying, people? Do we blame Ramsdale for the 2 goals? Because I feel like near post he could have done better on the first one. I'm going to give him a 6 today.
Yeah, second one he should. I hate to be critical, but second one he could have saved it.
Yeah.
What are we saying?
He should have done better for the second one. Yeah.
Ramsdale 6-5. What are we saying?
5.
I'd say 5.
5 for Ramsdale.
And he needs to start saving penalties for once. For me, he needs to start saving penalties.
Yes. Oh,
Why has he not saved penalties?
So Ramsdale gets a what?
5. Yeah.
I'll give him a 5, man. I'll give him a 5.
I don't feel like Ramsdale did much wrong. It's just, of course, you get a penalty opportunity to save the game. You didn't do it. And near post, that's where most people are going to blame him.
For Bowen's goal, you have to do better. You need to do better. But good goal by Bowen. I like Bowen. Bowen's a quality player, but you have to do better, man. By yourself, you do better.
Okay. People in the chat, let me know what you guys are saying. People in the chat, what your predictions are for what your ratings are for these players. Next, we're gonna go Ben White. I thought Ben White was good. I'm gonna give Ben White a 7. I thought he was decent. I don't know what it is.
Well, I'll give him a 7. 7.
What do you guys think?
7. I was gonna say about 7. Yeah.
Yeah, 7. Ben White was
Ben White seemed like he was decent. Like he wasn't messing up too much. Rob Holding 4.
Holding 2 for me. 2.
Yeah,
this guy needs to get the hell out of my club. Get out of my club.
You stop panicking, innit?
I think people are being a bit unfair on Rob Holding.
No,
Even though I don't rate him. I don't rate. No, hold on. Let me learn. I don't rate Holding too much, but I don't think he done too much wrong today. He's got his limitations. I get that. We have to play deep. I think his partner Gabriel panics playing next to him, which obviously is one of them things. But I thought he done all right today.
Nah,
I disagree.
This guy is Maguire.
I think he makes Gabriel panic. He makes Gabriel panic. I think when he doesn't, he can't control the ball. He's not great at passing. He keeps on kicking the ball out for corners, inviting more pressure from West Ham. Kicks the ball out, dangerous throw-ins. You know, if he was a bit more composed, I know he's limited and he's all right in the air, but when he's anywhere near the penalty area, you feel like he's going to give a penalty away. I don't know. That's my faults anyway. I know
Let
he's.
Let me say this, yeah. Top managers like Ancelotti or whoever, Enrique or Simeone, they'll bin Holding. You think Ancelotti's gonna have Holding in his team? Ancelotti will bin.
You don't think Arteta wants to get rid of Holding? Like, come on, he has no choice.
I get
You can't play.
It's not like he wants to start him.
You can't play KPR.
Listen, if Tomiyasu was fit, Holding wouldn't be there starting.
If
agree.
in the summer, I really do believe he's gonna go and sign Eric Garcia to replace Holding.
No, thank you.
I want him out, man. I want Holding out of my club.
That's what I think he's gonna do.
No, but don't forget homegrown as well.
Let's go to the chat. Let's go to the chat. By the way, people saying 7 for Ben White, 7 for Ben White, 2 for Holding, 4 for Holding. I give Holding a 3. Are you doing a stream on the Egal? Are you doing a stream for the Champions League results? What do you mean Champions League results? Oh, I am doing vibes from the 6th tonight. I'm doing vibes from the 6th tonight. Tonight at 10 o'clock, vibes from the 6th. Egal, stop simping for Arteta. Did I simp for Arteta once today, or did I just say Arteta here?
No, move along.
Holding's out of my club, man.
All right, people, we gotta move past this quickly. Mohammed, unfortunately, you missed the link. I'm gonna be wrapping up soon, but I just need to finish up this prediction player ratings. Gabriel, in a game where we drew 2-2, one of our center backs, Gabriel, is one of the man of the matches for me. I don't know about you guys. I'm giving him an 8. I know it's crazy to be giving somebody an 8 when you can see 2 goals, but Gabriel for me is an 8.
I'll give him a 7, man.
7.
7.
As well,
I was gonna say 6.5, but
Well, we gave Ben White a 7. We gave Ben White a 7.
How we gave away a penalty, bro? We gave away a penalty.
Give him a 9 then. How about a 9?
That second
Okay,
goal,
yeah,
man.
he did give away a penalty. I forgot about the penalty. Shit.
That
Okay,
second
yeah.
goal as well. Where was the awareness, man? The ball just went right
Okay,
over
my
his
bad,
head.
my bad. Taking into effect that he did give away the penalty, I completely forgot about that. You got to lower it down to 6 or 7. What you guys said?
It was 7. He was committed on that. Partey put him in that position.
6.5. People saying 7, 8. Man of the match for Gabriel. 7. People agree with me. He is man of the match candidate, but we'll give him 7. We keep him moving. Then we go to Kieran Tierney. Not bad offensively. Defensively was on point majority of the game too. He just doesn't control the midfield same way as Zinchenko. We already know that. I'm just gonna say give him a 6.5. We keep him moving.
Yeah, he done a great tackle in the second half, where I think Bowen was going to shoot and he blocked the shot. So I thought he done well, and he done the inverted role as well. He tried that in the first half as well.
People saying 6 for Kieran Tierney.
6.
I say 6.5.
6.5. Yeah, I agree with you.
6.5.
Yeah.
Okay. Now moving into the midfield, Thomas Partey. Woo! Spooky day for Partey.
He was poor today for me. He was poor today.
I think Partey is the worst player on the pitch. If we're giving Rob Holding a 4, we got to give him a low mark.
3, man.
4 for Partey.
3.
Disaster class for him.
This guy was Casper the Ghost. This guy was invisible. Casper the Ghost, man. 3, bro.
And if we're gonna give him a 3, Xhaka was Xhaka. He similar 6 out of 10 performance in my opinion. I don't know about you guys.
I'll give him a
some
6.
people would say Xhaka was better, but the underlying statistics say Xhaka was amazing. But I don't think he was that good on the eye test. I think he was an average 6. I think he was similar to Kieran Tierney. 6.5. Yeah. What are you guys saying?
Yeah, 6.5.
6.
I give Partey a 3. Shit.
2 for Partey. 2.5. You guys are harsh on Partey.
He was shit today. This guy's Casper the Ghost today for me. Shit today.
I think my issue with Partey is, as I said at the beginning, you've made a mistake. It happens. Cool. But you clear your head. But he looked like he was shaking his head, and you're thinking for someone so experienced to just.
He looked timid today, didn't he?
Yeah,
very timid and
I don't know what happened. And you can imagine
aggressive.
Look at him and go, If he's doing that, man, we're done. And it just goes around the whole team. So that's
And
what
Declan Rice saw that. Declan Rice capitalized upon that.
exactly.
You know what? We're gonna have to move on, guys. We're gonna
Yeah.
have to move on. But just you guys give me your rating for Xhaka. I said 6.5, and Odegaard.
6.5 for Xhaka.
Odegaard, I
Also
give
the-
Odegaard the same rating as Ben White, 7. I thought he was
I'll
good.
give Odegaard a 7. That goal from him was fantastic. That
Yeah,
second goal was
that was good.
fantastic. I'll give Odegaard
You
a
know
7.
what?
I thought he
The opening 20 minutes, he was amazing.
yeah,
Then went down a cliff quick.
yeah.
Mm.
I
What
would
we
give
say?
him a 6.5.
Six
Yeah,
and a
6.5.
half.
Yeah.
People saying
Personally, yeah.
5 for Xhaka.
I think that's
5 for
fair.
6. What are we saying for Odegaard? Odegaard 6.5. What?
Yeah, Odegaard wasn't amazing in the second
Seven
half.
is fair. Yeah, you could easily do 6.5.
The second half, he wasn't that amazing. Yeah. I agree.
Mm.
I think if we're gonna give Gabriel, what was Gabriel? 6.5 or 7? 7, right?
7.
I honestly, it's hard to give somebody a man of the match in this game when you feel like everyone just did nothing.
Our
in the
best
second
player,
half.
our best player was Declan Rice. Our best player.
That's right. That's right.
He's not our player yet. Okay, let's move on to
Okay,
let's move on. Let's move on, guys. Let's move on. Before we move on, people in the chat. Odegaard 8. I'm not gonna lie to you. Odegaard is closer to an 8 than a 5. People
Well, then he can be 6 or 6.5, not an 8. No way.
Bro, he's our
6.5.
captain, bro. He favours.
6.5
We
then.
needed leadership. There was no leadership on that pitch, bro. As soon as they
Exactly.
Odegaard
scored their
disappeared in
goal,
the second half. Okay, we
Exactly.
give Odegaard. Okay, if we're gonna give Partey a 2 or a 3, we give Odegaard a 6.5. We give Xhaka. We give Xhaka a 6.5. We give Odegaard a 7. How about that? Fair? Xhaka 6.5. Odegaard 7. Partey gets a 4.
That's fair.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Front three. What are we saying? I'm giving Saka. I'm going to give Saka a penalty miss. I'm going to give him a 5. I'm going to give Gabriel Martinelli.
You're kind.
For the,
That's
Gabriel,
generous.
Gabriel
that's
Martinelli
generous.
for his
That is
innocent. Yeah, that is.
Saka's a free.
Yeah,
Saka,
3.5, yeah.
Saka Starboy tax.
3.5.
Then
3,
we
4,
call
man.
it. I'm gonna give Gabriel Martinelli a 7 for his part in the assist, and
Yeah.
no, I'm gonna give Gabriel Jesus a 7. Gabriel Jesus man of the match. You can't do that. So Gabriel Jesus gets a 7. Martinelli gets a 7, and I'm gonna give Saka a
3.5.
I'll
5.
give him a 4. I'll give him a 4.
Cool. Yeah.
Because if you give Partey a 4, we got to give Saka a 4. Fair?
Yeah.
So 4, Martinelli, 6.5, Jesus,
7.
7.
Because he scored, give him a 7, Jesus. Yeah, definitely.
But-
Yeah.
Because Odegaard also got a goal and we gave him a 6.5 or
Yeah.
7.
But Jesus was probably our best player.
Was
Saka
he?
stunk out the place, man. I don't care what anyone says. Saka stunk
I don't care
out.
what anybody tells me. Gabriel Magalhaes. Who's man of the match? Gabriel Magalhaes gave away a penalty, but he's my man of the match. Who's everyone's man of the match?
Of all the players, I would say just Jesus. I think Jesus.
I'll say Jesus, you know.
Yeah.
Jesus.
He just had that fight. He's a leader as well on the pitch as well. When you play players like that,
Yeah.
we lose a lot.
I think Jesus is the man of the match.
Jesus was getting back to defend as well. Remember, he's coming.
Yeah,
to the
exactly. He
ball.
was all over the
Came
place.
into
He was
holding
everywhere.
position, Yep.
He was everywhere in the game.
Okay. And guys, substitutes, are we going to do any of their ratings? Because we had some
Vieira,
substitutes
0.
today. No, I'm talking about Trossard. Trossard came on, didn't do much, so 5.
Vieira's not good.
5.
Trossard.
Jorginho
I'll give
came
Trossard
on and he
5,
was
maybe.
decent. I'll give Jorginho a 6. What are you saying?
6. Yeah, I'll give Jorginho a 6 as well.
Yeah.
6, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so can we agree on man of
Vieira.
the match now? Man of the match
Jesus.
candidates. Man of the match candidates. We have Jesus, right? We have Gabriel Magalhaes or Odegaard. And then who's the final one? Ben White?
Yeah, possibly Ben
Yeah.
White.
Jesus.
Yeah.
But
So-
yeah, Jesus.
Vieira's just so lightweight.
So I give mine to Gabriel. We got 2 votes for Jesus, Matt and Saracen. What are you saying, Tommy?
Jesus.
Jesus? Everyone's going Jesus man of the
I'll
match?
give him man of the match. I'll give him a 7.
Man of the match goes to Jesus, it seems.
Good
Wow.
man.
So based on that, we should give Jesus like 7.5. People saying Trossard was a 4. Jorginho was a 5. Jorginho was not that bad. 5?
Mm.
I'll give him a 6. He wasn't that bad.
I'm not even gonna rate Vieira.
Trust us.
I'm not even gonna rate
Trust us.
Vieira.
Vieira's not good enough. Vieira's
I'm
not
sorry,
good
yeah.
enough.
I have no more time for that Vieira. I don't
I'm
care.
giving up on him, man.
I'm done.
Giving up
I'm
on
done.
him.
I'm done.
He's not good.
Wait.
He's not
What?
good,
What?
trust
You're
me.
done with Fabio Vieira?
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah,
You
man.
know, sometimes you see a player and you think you're not playing well, but I can give you time. I look at him and I think, nah. I think that's it for him. There's nothing in there. He doesn't do
Smith
it.
Rowe,
He starts
Real
shooting
thing,
those
though.
minutes.
One
Real
second,
thing.
guys.
Yeah.
Understand. It's his first season in the Premier League, and every time he touches a ball, in any time he starts a game, he actually has like output. Give him time. Don't say, oh, write him off in his first season, because don't forget, Arteta comes from the Pep school, where sometimes your signing first year doesn't necessarily always do good at Pep schools. So
I get that. But if you look at, and I might be wrong to compare him to, but if you look at Bernardo Silva, you look at a slim, left-footed type player. He's lightweight, cool, but at least in games he gives you that little battle. And like we saw the other day against Bayern, 3 people, nutmeg, get into the box. Vieira, I don't see enough. All right, cool, one good delivery, but I'm like, that's not good enough for me. I want more than that. That's not good enough.
And it drops so much.
Remember, he cost 35 million as well. Yeah, he's not no like
Yeah,
10, 15 million pound player. Yeah, that's 35 million could have been put towards a
35
DM as
million.
well. So you need to see something now at least. How you know? When did he come in?
Yeah, he's a known quantity to us. Why didn't ESR get those minutes? If ESR is healthy, I want to see him at least get those minutes, right?
Yeah,
guys,
yeah,
I'm so sick out here. It's crazy. You know what? I'm not worried about Fabio Vieira as much as you guys seem to be. But let me know, people in the chat. Any of you guys worried about Fabio Vieira?
I'd rather have Pepe come off the bench than Vieira, bro.
What?
Yeah.
Pepe.
Pepe's unpredictable. Pepe's unpredictable, bro.
Yeah,
Pepe gets
true.
moves.
Yo.
He can create something. Vieira ain't gonna create anything. He just gets barged off the ball.
Wow, people saying Fabio Vieira's Arsenal career lives off of that screamer against Brentford. Remember that? People are saying Vieira needs to bulk up. He's done and scored against Brentford, Bodo Glimt, Aston Villa assist, and Gerrard assist. 100%. Yo, people in the chat, let me know. Is Fabio Vieira a problem? I'm not too worried about Fabio Vieira.
we need to learn him to.
Yeah, but when you say that you're not worried about him, he's taking up space for ESR as well, and ESR is a much better player than Vieira.
Much better.
He's much better in the final third than Vieira.
Is ESR fit?
I'm sure. I think
He's
he was
on the bench. He's on the bench.
I
Yeah,
can't lie, that's annoying me, you know.
If he's
I
on the
think
bench.
the relationship. There's some relationship between
Yeah.
him and Arteta. I don't know, but
Because we miss him, you know, as well.
Yeah.
Why is ESR not playing? Why is Emil Smith Rowe not playing?
That's the question.
Why is Emil Smith Rowe not playing? This was our top goal scorer last season. Mikel Arteta, does he know something we don't know?
He's injury prone, isn't it? And it's not his fault. He's injury prone, and it's not his fault because he's always injured.
But he's on the bench. If he's on the
Does
bench,
Mikel
then
Arteta know
give him
something we
minutes.
don't know?
that's the question, Egal. That's a good question.
People are saying he's not good enough. People are saying free Pepe. Vieira's first season. It is Vieira's first season. I agree. Give him time. Give him time.
Yeah, but it doesn't enough. Come on. I want to win the title, bro. That's not enough.
Okay, you know what? We're gonna wrap it up here, guys.
19 years, we won the title. 19 years. 19 years. I'm 28. I want that title now.
Bro, everybody wants a title now. You're not the only person who wants a title now.
Last time we won, I was
Everyone on
9,
the
mate. Last
panel.
time we won, I was 9, mate.
Everyone on the panel wants. Everyone on the panel wants the title. It's just not you, bro. That's the reality. It's not just you. Everyone does.
Yeah, I know.
Everyone
Yeah, I know
does.
that, man. I'm saying.
But the thing is,
I'm
it's
just
not
saying,
going to
man.
be something. It's not something simple where it's just like, yo, it's like, just get rid of this guy and get somebody else in. You know what I mean? It's going to be a little bit tougher than that. But for now, I'm going to say this, guys. We're going to have to wrap it up. How does everyone feel?
Let's keep the faith.
No,
If
but-
we win Friday, on Friday and at Southampton, I'll feel a lot better. But I think for today, tomorrow, I'm gonna be a bit like missed opportunity again. But what can we do?
If
I
we
think
beat
short
against
week, short
Southampton,
turnaround.
yeah.
Yeah, we win 4-0.
If we don't beat
I feel
Southampton,
good
then
about this
just give
week.
the title to Man City.
Trust
If we
me.
don't beat
Oh,
Southampton on
yeah.
Friday,
I don't think it's going to be a full conclusion of just battering Southampton either, yeah, because these players are going to probably be lacking confidence as well. So I don't see it as being a full conclusion. I see it being a very close score because them man got pace in their side as well, like Theo and guys like that as well.
Yeah.
Those guys, yeah, they're youthful as well and energy as well. So you know what? I could see them coming to us and giving us a little bit of bother. I'm not saying that we won't beat them, but I can see them giving us some problems.
I think it'll be like the Everton game though, where it's a bit like that. We struggle a bit. If we score before half time,
Yeah,
I think
if
we
we score
go
early, your doors.
Yeah, 3-4. Like, if we get to half time 0-0, switch up your TVs, people. Switch up your TVs.
Yeah.
If
we don't beat them, let's just if we don't beat them, give Man City the title. If we don't beat them, simple.
How many points clear are we of City at the moment? How many points clear are we?
4.
4.
So if we beat Southampton, that's 7. And then if we beat City after that, let's just say if we beat them, then that's 10 points clear.
Baby steps.
It has me dreaming, you know.
Let's do Southampton on Friday first.
I'm just trying to get myself some sleep tonight, man.
You know,
Twitter's a horrible place when Arsenal lose. That's all I'm saying, man.
It is. Arsenal Twitter is crazy, and you know what? My Arsenal Twitter account for this channel actually got hacked. So I'm gonna be tweeting off of my main account for Arsenal tweets going forward. So I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do with that. But for now, guys, I'll beat you guys a do. I'm just gonna say this: we're gonna redirect it. Big up everyone who jumped on. Really do appreciate everyone jumping on for the show. Really do appreciate it. This has been an unbelievable season so far, and hopefully it ends in silverware. And there's only one silverware we can win from now on, so we know which one we're going for. Have a good one. Have some faith. And all I gotta say is hope everybody has themselves a better day than I've been having, because it's been an absolute shit show. I appreciate all the people in the comment section. I'll be doing Vibes from the 6 later today. I'm gonna try to do it at 9:30 now. So yeah, look out for that. 9:30. I'm gonna do Vibes from the 6, and you guys have a good one. I'm out of here, people. Peace.